Play fake. Trevor rolls to the right. Looks. Fires toward the end zone. Ball's caught! Touchdown! Jacksonville! Hunter Long, the tight end, from 6 yards away. And the Jags are in the end zone for the first time today. They run it. This is Travis Etienne picking his way. He's got some room. 20. Into the open field. 30. 35, 40. 45, 50. In the Panther territory. 40. 35 along the left sideline. He's getting a tackle at the 20-yard line. An explosive run from Travis Etienne to the 20-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. It's a reverse. This is going to be Brian Thomas Jr. to the 5. Brian Thomas Jr. into the end zone. He took a reverse handoff from Trevor Lawrence, and he waltzed into the end zone. A 9-yard touchdown. Jacksonville has extended the lead. How good is that? Fires. That ball is going to be picked off by Jordan Lewis, I believe. What a catch. It was tipped, and he caught a one-handed diving interception. And Jordan Lewis gets a takeaway. And what a way to seal this thing.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Jeff Lageman, and Dylan Denmark.
And welcome into a Check the Tape Victory Tuesday edition with Jeff Lageman in studio with us. I'm Mike Dempsey along with Tony Smith and Dylan Denmark. Good morning, Logs. How are things?
Good. Doing well.
Did the film, without getting into specifics, back up your feeling of how well the Jaguars played on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, there were some good things, and I would say that there's some things that, you want to get corrected, but overall, it's a win and strong performance, a physical performance. That's what you really liked.
Tony, the only rookie coach to win his debut in this cycle. We could have got stuck with Ben Johnson, thankfully. Woo! We avoided that debacle, but he's stuck with Caleb Williams now, so enjoy that. And he started off good last night.
They were winning. I woke up and I went, what?
I feel like, and McCarthy looked so bad early in this game last night, and then he got rolling about midway through the third quarter or so, but I felt like Caleb, in retrospect, looking at it, I wonder how much they scripted the opening portion of the game for him, you know what I mean, and worked on it, because he was so good. He was like 8 for 8 coming out of the gates, and then just kind of off on some of his stuff a little bit later on, and that's the way he goes.
I thought he would come out a little off just because, Brian Flores got a defense that's, very, very hard to deal with. And so I was kind of shocked early on that he was having the success early. Yeah. I mean, like, wow, okay.
Not a great debut as a head coach, though, if you have a 10-point lead at home in the second half of a game against a division rival.
Or basically a rookie quarterback.
Right. Like, that kind of thing is not the best look you could have for a coach doing that for the first time.
And you got the 85 Bears in the house. Come on, man.
I mean, we talked about this last week. Like, I want the Jags to play well and win, but I'd rather them play bad and win than play well and lose, or say, have to look now and go, well, here's some good things that they did. Here's some steps they took in a positive direction.
You can get the worst
of that last year.
Yeah, you can get the worst of the worst, which was Carolina, who played bad and lost, right? Like, that's essentially what rewatching that game yesterday, Logs, I was watching it going, man, Carolina had all kinds of chances to stay in this game.
They really did.
They just didn't execute anything ever. Any big moment, they didn't come through.
I think that's one of the things I was talking to you guys about last week, is that I'm not a believer in Bryce Young. You can talk about how good he was kind of at the end of last year and that he averaged 31 points a game in his last 3 games. But, when I watched the film, I saw some of the same mistakes that he made earlier in the season. So I just didn't get the hype. But, I mean, as an opposing coach, as Liam Cohn and Campanelli, you want to pump that up as much as you can to make the players realize, hey, look, this is a challenge. We got to give them respect. So you kind of play that card a little bit. But, I think in the back of your mind, you're like, hey, look, let's keep him in the pocket and make him be a quarterback, try to take away his running game because we believe he can't win.
Everybody built so much off of his final game in which he produced 5 touchdowns, but 3 of the 5 prior to that, he was under 60% completion percentage,
Exactly.
So he was very inaccurate a lot of times down the stretch, and he had a great game to end the season, and it's week 18, and you don't know how, are people taking their foot off the gas, whatever the case. That's their problem.
Yep.
We got a W, and we also have a couple more draft picks. So why don't we start off today's show with today's 10-10 take.
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company, veteran owned and operated.
All right, as we go along, we'll get Logs and Tony. Obviously, will weigh in on this as well. Tank Bigsby traded. You know, we talked, Tony, for a while this summer. It looked like maybe ETN would be the one who would be available. Tank Bigsby was leading the reps all throughout the offseason and camp. And then we got to a point where we said, well, you know what? Could be that Tank becomes more attractive because he is younger a little bit, but he's on a cheaper deal and he's got 2 years of team control. Didn't know how it would go. Then ETN lights it up and you think, okay, this made the Jags think he's available. I heard Adam Schefter say this morning that Bigsby was almost included in the Fred Johnson deal to Philadelphia, that they wanted Bigsby at that time. And I think the Jags, the sense was either the price wasn't there yet or that they wanted to make sure that they had what they thought they had in the running game. So Tank Bigsby goes on and he says, oh, man, can we afford to do this? Is going to leave us thin. Most teams don't have the luxury of 4 tailbacks on their active roster or on their 53-man roster, period. So it does put a little bit more pressure on some of these rookies coming in, but that's life in the National Football League. Bajal Tutin and LaQuint Allen can step up. And Jaquin and Jackson Logs, I said it a couple weeks ago, I think there's a lot of Tank Bigsby to his game. And if you needed another guy, he's sitting there on the practice squad.
Yeah, he's not at the level that Tank is, though. I mean, Tank's got a little bit more juice to him than
he might, but in terms as like a physical between the tackles runner who can get you short yardage and move the pile.
Big back. But I just found it interesting. The first one into the tunnel after the game was Tank Bigsby.
Well, remember when he put that tweet out a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
And we were all wondering, what is this in relation to? And now you wonder, did he get wind of he was almost dealt out of the building? I don't know.
I don't know if it was that. I just think you had a player who was probably not happy with his rotation and his touches, at the conclusion of that game. And that's why it was kind of eerie is that, the clock hits 0, everybody's celebrating. And there goes Tank Bigsby running into the tunnel. It was like, oh, wait a minute. I mean, you're celebrating, right? You won. And it was almost like the personal lack of touches was more important than the win in a lot of ways. And look, I'm just guessing here, but that's the look and the appearance that it had. And look, I think he's a great runner. I do. I think he's a fantastic runner. The one issue that you can say about him, he's not a great receiver. He fumbles the ball every 30 touches. That's fact. You can't argue that. And that's a problem for a running back. So for the Jaguars to get something for him, because, again, I'm going to say this, I think the best running back they have is Bajal Tutin. I really believe that. He does things that is special. And now he's had some fumbling issues at Virginia Tech, but he hasn't shown any of that yet. And so how are you going to divvy the touches between 4 guys? I don't know, but having a lot of talent at one position is not a bad thing to have, and they took the opportunity to turn it into draft picks, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, you do reach a point, though, when there's so much that you have and you can't get all these guys on the field, right? And you can't get those touches for them. And I can somewhat understand Bigsby's frustration. You're listed as a co-starter. Mm-hmm. And I felt like, coming out of that game, we even discussed it yesterday. I think it might have even been off the air. I said to David Garrard, the writing's on the wall. Bigsby's the odd man out. And I didn't think he'd get dealt yesterday, but, that's kind of where it seemed like it landed.
I love how active Gladstone is as a GM, right? Like when you're going through training camp and it was coming up on cut day and he's like, well, we're not keeping Fortner. Can we do something with it? He trades him. He gets something back, right? And as you mentioned, maybe the Tank Bigsby thing was in the air, even when that was going on, when they were willing to make that kind of deal. It didn't happen with, when they traded somebody up. Like he's so active, which is not something we've seen in a while. It feels like here in Jacksonville, he's very much in on what they're trying to get done. Look, they drafted a couple rookies. Those are the guys whose opportunities they want to see get expanded.
No doubt.
As we go into this thing. And with the way that ETN looked this week, I love that. Look, we were going to have the discussions week to week. How are they going to get all 4 active this week? Who's going to be the odd man out? That's done. right? Like, you don't have to ask that question anymore. You got the 3 guys that are active. LaQuint Allen certainly looks all the world like we all thought he would, as a guy who was coming in, could be the third down back, pick up the blitz stuff. He's fine as a pass catcher. Like, he gives you everything you could want from that kind of third back in the rotation. And even if you're just talking about 14 more opportunities, which is what you saw the snaps for Tank Bigsby this week, give them all to Tootin. Right? Like, going forward, that's fine. So Tootin's the guy who, while Etienne, if he's hot that week, gets 40 and Tootin gets 20, good. Right? Like, from my perspective, that's only good for the football team. You don't have to worry about that 4th running back. You can keep somebody else active.
And to go back to Gladstone, we which was the Liam Cohn show. Now it is called Jaguars HQ with Tony Vaselli and James Gladstone, and I'd asked him the question about, you're at the point now you got a roster, is the work done? And he flat out said no. He said that, we're going to constantly work to get the roster where we want it. And that's a process, especially this year, that we're not going to be settled on or be comfortable with. And I think that was clearly a message that they're going to keep on working. And I like that aspect of it. And you mentioned that, he wants to get his draft picks in the flow. I don't necessarily agree with that. I would say that if there's a good player in there, then he's gonna play. I don't think it has as much to do with draft picks. I mean, I think there is always a little bit of that. Mm-hmm. But I think in the past there was always a certain amount of protection with the draft picks. We saw it with the running back room. We saw it with Fortner, where you just, you weren't willing to bring in competition for certain guys in certain positions because you had, a number of draft picks at certain positions. And I don't think James Gladstone is scared by any means to move on from a draft pick or to set aside a draft pick just because, he drafted a guy. Look, he realizes that at the end of the day, it's about production, and production is king.
But the 2 young draft picks they brought in are playing well enough that you're not fitting square pegs in round holes.
That's right.
All right,
like they fit the role they had in mind.
We're way behind. We got to take a break here. More on this coming up on the other side. If you want to get in today, it is a Check the Tape Tuesday, so send us your questions for Jeff Lageman. You can hit us up on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010 or the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at that same number, on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Logs56, or at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
And good morning to you, young man, as well as also you can stream us YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We are off and rolling. So get those questions in for Logs, and we'll look back on the film from the Jaguars' opening week victory over the Carolina Panthers. This is 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here from my friends at Dandy Foods, locally owned and operated by the Thompson family since way back in 1956. Look, I've talked about Dandy's products for over a decade now. I've personally enjoyed them for about 3 times as long. Danny's the perfect go-to when you're in a hurry and you don't want the hassle of a long wait. You really can't go wrong. They're a great value compared to the drive-thru. Fast, fresh, always tasty, and waiting for you in the cold case at convenience stores all over town. As a matter of fact, right down from the Jacksonville Zoo is the Sunoco station on Heckscher Drive, San Marco Foods. They have a great selection of Dandy sandwiches, whether it's a monster classic combo or a delicious meatball sub. You'll find plenty of choices to satisfy even the heartiest of appetites for a fresh, quality product. There's only one name to know in Duval, folks. That name is Dandy, and they've had your back for decades. So when you're hungry in Duval and you're driving around, do what I do. Think of Dandy and go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Door Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. There's a key that opens a very special door. The Jaguars locker room. Go in the locker room with Hayes Carline to get closer to the Jags. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we brought together 10 board-certified fellowship-trained surgeons, each one a specialist in their field, all working together to deliver smarter, faster care with better results. From sports injuries to joint replacements, we've got the right player for every position. Visit osjax.com and meet your team. That's osjax.com.
Jaguars Today Tuesday.
Protected by Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
XL Prime Time is back where they belong.
Wait a minute, I know where that is.
Lunch is on Joe C., Matt Hayes, and Leon.
You could lay a little barbecue on us.
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios.
But somebody else is going to have to cook it.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop right now. At Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in at a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. So start now by calling 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLS, consumeraccess.org.
San Jose Collision in Mandarin is proud to be an I-CAR Gold Class collision repair facility. That means they meet the industry's highest training standards. Experience the difference at San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Pick it here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
The first half champion Jumbo Shrimp are home this week at newly renovated VyStar Ballpark. Tonight, bring your dog courtesy of Forever Vets Animal Hospital. Tomorrow, the first 500 fans at the main gate get a t-shirt courtesy of Ambetter Health and Renewal by Anderson. Then it's Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, plus more fireworks Saturday with an umbrella giveaway presented by VyStar and Roland Reach Plumbing. Baseball all week and weekend.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us, and with that comes cooler weather. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business, so give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
I'm sure there'll be more discussion on the Tank Bigsby deal throughout the day here. Keep this in mind, too. The Washington Commanders, their starter last year was Brian Robinson. He ran for 800 yards, 4.3 a carry, 8 touchdowns. He was kind of comparable to what Tank did last year with 4.6 yards carry. They got a 6th-round pick for him, and that was it. And the Jags got a 5th and a 6th for Bigsby, and the Philadelphia Eagles look at him as maybe being primarily just a kick returner. I say just a kick return, not that it's not important, but he's not being brought in because they're afraid that Saquon Barkley is breaking down, I don't think.
I think there's always when you're willing to pay a 5th and a 6th, there's got to be some kind of firsthand look at a player. In other words, maybe somebody's on your staff that was with the staff last year. I know Dave Caldwell lives in Jacksonville, and he also works for the Philadelphia Eagles. You wonder if there's a little familiarity there that made the Eagles a little bit more willing to pay. I don't know. I
don't either. Yeah, it's certainly possible. But, Will Shipley picked up a rib injury. He's the backup to Barkley, but I saw one report that said that really wasn't a factor in the deal, that they are really looking at him primarily as a kick returner. But whatever the case.
That's a really important position for the Eagles, though. I mean, that's like a premium position for them with that offensive line and their quarterback. I mean, Barkley, and then if you add another really good back, hold on. And I think, like I said, I think Tank is a really good back.
I do too.
He's got to learn to hold on to the football. He's powerful. He's got really nice vision. He's got breakaway speed. There's nothing not to like except for the fumbles.
All right. Well, if you want to weigh in on that, you're certainly welcome to at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Logs, let's start here with Trevor Lawrence. Your evaluation after watching the film, how did he perform on Sunday?
Oh, it was just okay. I thought he did some good things as far as the operation of the offense, in and out of the huddle, game management stuff. I thought all that was very strong, and I thought he made some bad decisions a couple times, and then he was inaccurate at times. So, the bad decisions, when you ground it, when you're stuck on a guy, he was in the formation that they were in on that particular play. They were in what was called, I think it's called 21 pony, where they have two backs, and the backs cross, and they're trying to get Etienne in a man situation crossing with the other back and having two linebackers maybe run into each other, and then Etienne's up the sideline wide open. He can hit him, and he stays on Etienne and stays on him and on him and on him, and it's just not there. And when you realize that it's not there, and then you get flushed out of the pocket, just dump it. Instead of just trying to hang on a little bit too long, and he did that. So that was not a great play there, decision-making wise. The scramble that he had where he got tackled, I think you got to make a decision there to not take the hit. Some inaccuracies, the one to BTJ on the left side, on the opposite sideline. I had a wide open guy there on a bootleg. He missed a guy that was wide open. There was one particular play that was a sure touchdown that he didn't even see a guy. He's got a lot of things to improve on, but I like the operation. I like the way he used cadence on the one completion to Brenton Strange. Liked how he used his legs in a couple of those instances, really aware the one time on the scramble of where the first down was when he goes head first. So, there's good and then there's bad, and he's got a lot to, I think, build on off of this game and a lot to learn from.
It felt like on the grounding play watching it again, did you feel like he bailed early? Not only on like the timing of, obviously he was on the back way too long on the play, needed to get to something else, right? Get somewhere else on the progression. But it felt like he stayed too long, and then it was almost, he rolled out. It felt like the pocket was pretty good.
It was okay. There was a flash, and so I don't get upset about how he leaves the pocket a little bit there, but you can't stay stuck on a guy that long, and then when you get flushed out of that side, that's your only guy on that side of the field. So you have to understand, if it's not there, just throw it away. As soon as you go out of the pocket, just throw it away.
Yeah. How much on the interception do you put that on Trevor, and how much do you put it on Horn just made a play?
Well, it was an underthrown ball. Mm-hmm. So for me, I put that on Trevor.
Okay.
Throw it out there. You don't have a safety over the top of Horn. Okay. The safety is just to the backside of where Travis Hunter is at. Throw it. Throw it, to where either Travis Hunter gets it or nobody gets it, one or the other. And it didn't have any kind of velocity. And, the bootleg he throws to Travis Hunter. Remember when Travis kind of diving to get it?
Mm-hmm.
That's a layup. Just make the throw. And the throw should have been earlier on that one. He had plenty of time to make there were a couple instances where the throws were late. That bootleg was one of them. And then there was another one play, and there was in 86, and I'm trying to think, 86 is Johnny Munt. And he throws a ball to a wide receiver, and it's a two-guy read, right? Okay, so you got two guys on your left side. He's looking at those two guys and how they cover it. And so you're going to throw to one or the other, the tight end or the guy underneath, and I think the underneath was Brian Thomas Jr., and he throws it to Brian or the wide receiver, whoever's underneath. I can't remember exactly who it was. Well, Johnny Munt, the tight end, it's a touchdown. Touchdown. Didn't see it. But the part that I didn't like about that, that's right there in your lane of vision, right? If you're looking there and you're seeing the guy you're throwing to, you got to be able to see your tight end uncovered about 15, 20 yards down the field, and a center field safety who is going, oh, poop, I got to get over there because we blew it. And he missed it.
So how concerning is that for you moving forward?
Well, I mean, it's the first game in a new offense. So, I mean, if it were year 4 in this offense or year 3 in this offense, I'd be like, oh, my God, are you kidding me? But it's the first game in a new system, so you got to have patience with that. And there were, like I said, there were some really good things that he did. But he's, if there by no means should he be satisfied with the performance that he had, and I don't think he would say that he is.
What did you make of, I don't know, lack of chemistry is the right word, just lack of ability to connect more with Brian Thomas Jr. throughout
Part
the
of
game?
that is the accuracy. The accuracy, and then, on the one little quick screen, the ball's low. That's on Trevor. He missed him on the little flag route. That's on Trevor. So, I mean, Trevor's got to be better for Brian, and Brian's got to be better for Trevor. And like I said, I think it was last week, I said that Brian Thomas's impact may be better than last year, but his numbers may be smaller. Because, look, you got more talent, and you got a coach who wants to run the football. So, I think that will all play out in time. And look, the reality is Brian's got to be better too. I mean, there's some catches. He had the one drop, which was, kind of low, but, make the catch. And, when those things are made and accuracy is better, there'll be no problems with that chemistry.
All right, let's get our first call in today on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines on a Check the Tape Tuesday with Jeff Lageman. Dean on the south side going to bat lead off. Dean, good morning. You're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to about Trevor. Granted, it's his third head coach in his career here in Jacksonville, but do you ever see him turning into what we saw Sunday night with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen?
Have I ever seen what?
Do you think we'll ever see Trevor Lawrence reach the heights of the quarterbacks we saw playing on Sunday Night Football?
I mean, that's maybe. I don't know the answer to that.
If you're betting, you'd say no.
I'd say no in year 5, and I just the one thing that I will say,
most guys, yeah,
about Josh Allen and about Lamar Jackson. Those guys are really great athletes that do things really well when things are off schedule. That's not Trevor's forte. Trevor is more of a pocket. Here's the system. Let's be on time. Let's have our feet right. He's not the guy that can do a little shovel pass at the last second. That's just not him. And so a lot of people would listen to me and say, well, then maybe you don't believe he's going to be great. No, I just think he's a different type of quarterback. You can win a Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence. Is he going to be a guy that can just take over a game like a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen? He hasn't shown that yet. He's had moments to where he's been just phenomenal. He's had stretches to where he has been an elite player. You go back to that stretch in 2022, the second half of 2022 into the playoffs. He was an elite passer. When I say elite passer, top 10 passer. Is that good enough to win a Super Bowl? You're damn right. But is that going to be Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen? No. Just reality.
Right, just the head-to-head, right. Yeah. It's not going to match up. But then again, somebody's knocking them out every year because those guys don't have any Super Bowls between them
exactly.
either, right? So,
somebody is Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Well,
and Jalen Hurts.
Or Jalen Hurts.
And Jalen Hurts,
whomever the case may be.
Argue that he's not an elite quarterback.
Not an elite passer.
He's just an elite player.
He is an elite player.
Because he's different.
Yeah.
And that's just like with Trevor, it's okay to be different. You can win with guys like that, but you got to make sure that he is, I would say, maximizing his abilities. And right now he's not doing that yet. And it's not because he's not trying or working. It's a new system. He's working on his footwork, and I think that will all get better.
All right, Dean, thank you for getting us started. If you want to get in on the Checkmate Coatings phone line, 641-1010 is the way to do it. We'll continue on here with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday on Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Florida Heat hitting like a heavyweight? Time to call in the champ. KO Electric and HVAC. We knock out the heat and power up your comfort. Fast, reliable, and undefeated in home service. KOElectricJacks.com. KOElectricJacks.com.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
Jaguars Today Tuesday.
Inspected by Shillington Creek Pest Control.
It's the start of our favorite season in Jacksonville, football season. Let's get hyped and let's get the home in tip-top shape and let's get that house zero-resified. Carpets, tile, rugs, upholstery, hardwood, they'll take care of you. Call the folks at Zero Res right now, 287-5727. Ask for the 1010 XL special. Get your 3 rooms of carpet cleaned at $139 plus a 4th room free. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Universal Roof and Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game. Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
Travis Etienne ran circles around Carolina on Sunday. The teal and black back tallied 143 yards on 16 carries, averaging 8.9 yards per attempt. Number one was the one to lead the squad to 1-0. And he's your Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
Jacksonville was built on specialists. Now the Special Teams Player of the Week, sealed by Superior Plumbing and Pipeline.
Cam Little was huge on Sunday for the good guys. The 22-year-old was perfect on both his field goals as well as his extra point attempts, with his longest field goal being from 47 yards out. Little showed why he was the big cat on campus, and he's your Superior Plumbing and Pipelining Special Teams Player of the Game.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, Jeff Lageman here with us. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark. Check the tape Tuesday. Jags 1-0. Logs, before we get back to these phone calls here, let's try to sprinkle in a few social media questions. Our man Cristiano wanted to know from your vantage point, how did Eric Armstead perform this week?
I thought he pretty good, solid. I will say this, Carolina's got 2 really good guards. I mean, really good guards. Arguably the 2 best guard combinations in the league. Played really well, and I thought he did a solid job. He had a couple really nice pressures. He played hard. He finished. So I thought it was a good start for him.
How was the defensive tackle group as a whole? We had another question alluding
I thought
to that.
Colin Saunders played well enough to be the starting nose going forward. I thought he played really well. Thought he played strong. Thought he played active. Thought he played better than Devon Hamilton. I thought Austin Johnson did a solid job. You know, you had Smoot kicked down a little bit, reduced down to 3, got pushed around a little bit, but I mean, that's kind of expected. He's a smaller guy. But I thought it was solid overall. I was a little disappointed early on with Carolina's success on first down runs. It kind of kept the pressure off of Bryce Young early in that ball game and made him a little bit too comfortable. You know, the whole goal of that game, stop the run and then make him be a pocket passer. And having a little bit of a hard time getting that accomplished. But, I mean, overall, I thought it was a good start as defense. I mean, look, you got 3 takeaways in a game, 2 stops on downs. And last year you had 9 takeaways as a team. I thought didn't have any blown coverages that seemed to be for the most part. And I thought that there were a smattering of guys who just literally played their asses off. You know, I thought Foye was one of them, obviously, with the caused fumble, the interception, which is a heck of a play. Josh Hines-Allen was a monster. And a lot of people look at the stat sheet and go, well, what do you mean? I mean, he didn't get any sacks.
He's credited with 8 pressures.
His pressures were fantastic. And one of the pressures, if you go back and you think of the Jordan Lewis breakup, which it was intended for 13, what's his name? Renfro. And on that play, it was a...
Talking about the first Carolina drive?
No, it was a little bit later on in the game. It was a pick and roll. And Jordan Lewis had to dive up into the air and knock the ball down. Well, the reason it was a touchdown. If Josh Hines-Allen doesn't get pressure on Bryce Young on that play, because it was a pick and roll, where it was a man coverage, and they did a little wipe between Renfro and then another wide receiver. Yeah. Jordan Lewis got knocked off a little bit. It's 6. If Bryce Young can stand in pocket and throw off of his front foot, but because Josh Hines-Allen's got the pressure, he's throwing off his back foot, fading away, and the ball falls short, and Jordan ends up getting a pass defense. So it was an excellent play. I thought Dewey Wingard was outstanding. And, you know, credit to him. Congratulations to him, because he's worked his butt off to be a starter, and it's a long time coming. I know he's a little bit banged up last year, but he's earned it. And after his performance on Sunday, he ain't giving it up.
What does Mason Smith need to do to get active?
Same thing we talked about last week. I mean, he just needs reps. You know, he's coming back from a lower body injury that was significant, that was real. And it takes time to come back. It takes time to come back a couple different things. One, to get the body part that was hurt back to 100%, number one. Number two is to try to find conditioning while you're also not overdoing it, recovering from that injured body part. And then he's a young player that needs reps. I mean, so all of those things are a factor in that. And you know, I've heard some people kind of being down on him. And I just want to say this: Mason Smith is a good guy, a hard-ass worker, and is the right kind of player for this football team. And you just got to have, when players get hurt, that's just the reality of football. And for people that are losing patience for it, wait a minute now, look, the guy's been hurt. It's real. That's a real injury. And he's working his ass off to get back. So don't be down on him at all. You know, when he gets back, he's going to be a factor, and he's going to be a good football player for this football team. But, you know, you can't rush things in this situation.
All right, fair enough. Let's go back out to the line, see what's on the mind of Lonzo in Orange Park. Lonzo, you're on Check the Tape Tuesday. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I just wanted to compare the two coaches. After Monday, you got Ben Johnson going against the Vikings and Liam Cohen after their first week and how they both performed. I saw Liam Cohen had a way better first game than Ben Johnson. He had a much more control of his offense and his team. And Ben Johnson, I mean, Caleb Williams, he showed a little bit of production with percentage-wise, but when it got close, it seemed like he kind of folded. And so it may be the level of competition. We played the Panthers. They played the Vikings, so that may be a thing. But I was very pleased with Liam Cohen in his first week. And then also comparing the two rookies, Travis Hunter and T-Mac, I don't know if it's too early, but we had a chance to draft T-Mac. And so based on both the production, did we make a mistake in drafting Travis Hunter? And then we could have saved a draft pick and drafted T-Mac instead. So we'll see how that works over time.
Yeah, a little early to try to sit there and compare draft picks after game one. I mean, we'll have this conversation after year 3.
Yeah.
I think is a good time to have that
They've barely begun to sprinkle Travis Hunter in on defense. Yeah. I don't think that's coming for Tetero McMillan. I mean, yeah, one game. Let's give it a little time to breathe. But just what did you make of the game day function, the plan, everything that Liam Cohen, obviously he's got his fingers on everything, but how do you grade his first game as an NFL head coach?
I give him an A. I really think he did a good job. Look, I think the most important thing, and I'm going to do a video on this week and show a lot of the aspects of the running game, is that what have we heard him talk about all season? About being a physical football team, about running the football. And when you talk about it, you don't just talk about it, you emphasize it, and you've got to walk the walk and call the plays to be able to be that. And I thought I was impressed because he spoke it into existence. You come out, game one, you're physical, number one. Number two, you run the ball with great success against a team that has struggled to stop the run. And the reality is that that's what you needed to do. And it opened up a lot of things. The little first touchdown pass to Hunter Long, I mean, the reason why that works is because you were running the ball effectively. And I appreciate that. I thought his game management was strong. Are there going to be bumps in the road in the future? I'm sure there may be. But I just like the way that he commands the team, the way he commands the offense, the way he's got a little edge to him. And a lot of times a head coach that has a little edge, the players see and hear that message a little differently than from a coach like Dave Canales, who is a little different personality-wise. And so I can tell you this, I'm glad that Liam Cohen is our coach. I'm very happy to have him as our coach. I see a lot of things that he does, and he impresses me every day.
The only blip I saw was at the end of the first half when they got the field goal on the drive, but they spiked the ball and then the delay of game. And I'm like, who thought they called timeout?
I don't know what happened there.
Right.
I don't know what happened with that.
Like everyone functioned like they thought there was a timeout is the way that it felt watching it. And they wind up with the delay of game. They overcome it. They still make the play and get in field goal range so that you don't think about it after the game. It could have been
a mistake he had.
Right. Like it could have been we cost ourselves 3 points. They didn't. Right. They made a play after that. Good for them.
Yeah, all right.
By the way,
go ahead.
The worst thing of the game is the weather delay.
Oh, God. Without question.
Whoever
Never to be brought up again, please.
Call, my
God. 100%. All right, we'll get back to your calls coming up on the other side at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for big number one Duval Ford. Look, if you are a company that has a fleet of vehicles, you can't find better service than you'll get at Duval Ford. Over 90 service bays to keep your economy on the road. That's what you need. Whether you're delivering, whether you're making repairs, you got to be mobile, and Duval Ford can help you. And, of course, they've got an unbeatable selection of F-150s, Super Duties, Broncos. It's all there on Cassett Avenue. Big number one Duval Ford. Check them out online at duvalford.com.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. The Florida Gators.
He made the catch.
It's a duel in Death Valley.
To the house. Touchdown. Gators.
Florida LSU, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010 XL.
Denny Thompson here. Look, don't get left in the dark. We're all trying to reason with hurricane season, so at least be prepared. For top-of-the-line generators in Jacksonville, I turn to Tyson. Licensed pros at Tyson deliver reliable, whole-home standby generators and provide fast repair service. They even do custom installations for local businesses, so don't wait. Ensure seamless installation and peace of mind. Call Tyson now, 904-762-1000 for a free estimate on generator services. TysonInc.com.
Jaguars Today Tuesday, kept pest free by Julington Creek Pest Control.
Jeff Lageman for Napa Auto Care Centers. This football season, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or travel to the away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any one of the 29 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions. Napa Auto Care Centers offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find one near you at jacksnapaautocare.com.
It's a magical phone line.
Check this out.
It brings you things you can't get anywhere else, like insider insight from sports experts. Listen for the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Check.
Every day on 1010XL.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
When it comes to high-performance plays, look no further than BTJ. The second-year pro would blaze through the Carolina defense for a 9-yard touchdown, making the score 17-3 with 1:49 left in the first half. The BTJ score is your Performance Painting Play of the Game.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Jacksonville, it's football season, and Duck Duck Rooter is proud to be on your home team. As a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, we tackle plumbing, septic, and air conditioning problems with championship-level service. Call 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com.
This is Dylan Denmark with 1010XL, and Kuhn Flowers will do your holiday tree decorating, including all of your lights. Wow! So call on Kuhn Flowers today. They'll do it all this fall.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,600 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. But only until September 30th. 18 months financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, checking the tape with Jeff Lageman on this Tuesday. Jags victorious, 1-0. We'll get into the matchup with Cincinnati coming up in hour number 2 a little bit. But taking your calls right now, your texts, your tweets, what have you. 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. If you've got a question for Jeff Lageman about Jaguar football, let's go to Adam in Mandarin next up. Adam, what's on your mind this morning?
Hey, guys. So I wanted to ask a question about Trevor and something that's been concerning me for a while. I mean, there are a couple of things that worry me, but this one in particular, and that's his sort of like inexplicable struggle to just throw for sort of easy yardage in games. I feel like, you know, even sort of average quarterbacks today can just throw for like 280 yards in their sleep. And I believe he threw for 168 on 31 attempts on Sunday. And granted, 31's not a crazy high amount of pass attempts, but I feel like 168 is particularly low even for that, especially when you look at somebody like Geno Smith threw for almost 200 more yards on only 3 more attempts. And I'd probably be more willing to just write this off as a crazy kind of game, but it's very clearly sort of been a pattern over his career where he just does not throw for a lot of yardage, whether it's, you know, a game he's playing well or even sort of garbage time padding your number type stats. And, you know, I did a little bit of research after the game, and he's only thrown for 300 yards 10 times in his entire career. That's over 60 games played, and I'll save everyone the trouble, but that's not a number that compares super favorably to a lot of his contemporaries. Guys like Burrow and Herbert have more than doubled that number.
Adam, I think we got the point. We got Trevor doesn't have a lot of prolific 300-yard passing games. I mean, I think we got the point there. So how do you react to that?
Well, I mean, look, I would have liked to have seen a better performance out of him in a game that he's got a running game that's running for 200. I think it makes the game easier for a quarterback when you have that kind of support in the offensive system. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that, he was fine. I mean, it should have been better. And like I said before, it's the first game in a new offense. And I'm not trying to use that as an excuse. That's just the reality. And like I said, do I think that he can be Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson? No. I think he can be the best version of Trevor Lawrence. And that best version is better than what we saw on Sunday. There's room for improvement.
I agree with that. He's not the only one who had similar totals, but I think Adam's right. Like, 300 yards in the NFL is not this crazy eye-popping number anymore. A lot of guys reach it.
Right.
But you look at this opening week, Dak Prescott threw it 34 times, threw it for 10 more. So 3 more attempts, 10 more yards than Trevor had. Bo Nix threw it 40 times for less yards than Trevor threw it for. So, I mean, it is week 1, but I think you're right. The overall, it's not like Trevor's the guy that's going to drop 350 on you most weeks. He just hasn't been that guy.
And I don't think that that's going to be the design of the offense going forward.
Sure, but you look at Baker Mayfield last year, right? That was same offense, right? We're going to run. He threw 41 touchdowns, and he threw for 1 billion yards. So,
we'll see.
And I get it. They had different weapons and all that, but, regardless. I
will say that the weapons that Trevor has, I think
they're fine.
Really
right.
good.
I'm just saying different. I didn't say, one or the other.
They're different.
Mike Evans, a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Fame great player,
and
still to this day.
And Chris Godwin was the second hottest receiver in the league at the point he got hurt. But why was he the second hottest receiver in the league? Part of that credit probably goes to Baker Mayfield.
But I think that he's got very good weapons on offense. I think it's the best weapons that he's had yet as a pro. And when you combine the fact that I think the running back room is strong, I think Brenton Strange is tremendous. Can't say enough good things about him. You guys know I've been a fan of his from day one. I think he's going to be a stud in this offense, just like he showed on Sunday going forward. And when the receivers and Trevor get more chemistry and there's more flow and there's more rhythm, I think it's going to be tough to stop on game day for opponents.
Baker, by the way, this week threw it one more time than Trevor for 9 fewer yards or 11 fewer yards, whatever the case may be. So comparable performance. It is what it is. Tony, were you adding something?
Yeah, I was just looking at the 300-yard games for specifically Baker Mayfield in his career, since that stat was brought up there by the caller a moment ago. He's got 19 in 107 games, right? So Trevor's not very far off that kind of pace in his career. I'm not saying that there aren't guys that consistently have those kind of games week to week, but it's not something that there are a bunch of guys in the league that are 300 every week, right? Like, that's not necessarily how it works. Did Trevor leave some yards on the field this week? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Does Trevor have an issue, especially early in games to this point in his career, getting in a rhythm, making the easy stuff look easy? Yes. Right? Like, these are real issues in Trevor's game. Hopefully they improve with what he's getting from the head coach.
Yeah, I do think, though, last year's Bucs team would be the fairest comparison because Liam Cohen was the first-year coordinator there, and
Baker
newness.
was awesome.
And Baker took off in a big way. If you just look at what he did last year, what he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 300-yard games and a lot of, several 288 plus.
Yeah.
So, close to 10, probably 275 or higher.
And I just looked at it with Jared Goff as well, because he's had a prolific 3 years now in Detroit doing that kind of stuff. He's got 42 300-yard games in 135 games. Right, like if you have a guy that's doing it 1 out of every 3 times, you will have a monster in that regard.
And I think you put Trevor in the category right now with Baker Mayfield and Jared Goff is that type of quarterback. I mean, I think
it's
sure. That's a fair assessment right now of where he's at, and you hope that he gets better because he's got a new offense.
By the way, Baker, as he was settling in last year, 3 of his first 5 games were under 200 yards. The other 2 were over. One was 289, one was 347. So he had 1 300-yard game and 3 sub-200-yard games as he got used to the Liam Cohen offense, we'll say.
Yeah, and the numbers, that we're talking about with him, we're saying 200 yards rushing. You want his numbers to be a little better, but then also the protection that he had in this game. I thought the offensive line did a really good job.
That's a big part of it, right? I mean, he was the least pressured quarterback in the National Football League this week, so should you expect more in those circumstances? And that's what we're going through. What are some of the reasons why and why not? All right, if you're on the line, stay right there. We'll get to you coming out on the other side at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Hour 1 in the books. Jeff Lageman here on a Check the Tape Tuesday on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Get hit by the man in the back, Tommy Mack.
I'm bringing you straight to the gridiron to show you what it's like to put on the Jags helmet and pads.
Fridays on Jaguars Today. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, thanks for coming over so quick.
Sure thing, pal. What's the big...
Whoa! See, I told you there was a smell.
Yeah, it smells like...
Exactly, or a dead one more like it.
You need some fresh air in here.
Well, this is the problem, Jason. I've kept everything sealed up tight all summer long so I don't lose all my nice cool air. Now all the dog smells and cooking smells and home gymnasium man cave smells are all building up and I can barely...
Dude, where are the Bueller sunglasses I gave you?
Oh, I don't know. They must be in my other...
Put on my emergency pair.
Whoa.
Bueller Air and Plumbing can install an air purification add-on to your existing air conditioner. Clean the air of dust and pollen and funky smells while you cool.
So I can keep all the cool air I saved up?
And your place won't smell like a dead...
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On September 9, 2018, Chris Boswell misses a field goal in overtime as the Steelers tie the Browns 21-21, ending the Browns' 17-game losing streak.
Jacksonville, get ready. Comedian Chris D'Elia is coming to Florida Theater November 30th with his brand new tour, Straight Out of the Multiverse.
Like, yo, you can't just make up a saying like you're Yoda and then the conversation's over. You gotta meet someone you talk. And don't tweet a picture of a salad.
It's bold, it's wild, and it's Chris D'Elia like you've never seen him before. Live on stage for one night only. Get tickets now at FloridaTheater.com. FloridaTheater.com.
Guess what? That would be random.
Chris D'Elia, November 30th at Florida Theater.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family-owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top-quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coatings, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Hacker here, and you guys know I always tell you the benefits of Awaken 180 weight loss. Well, I had another one last week. I went down to Disney for Mickey's not-so-scary Halloween party, right? And I actually dressed up in a costume along with my wife and my son. Now, 100 pounds ago, I would not have ever dreamed of dressing up in a costume nor getting my picture taken because I didn't want to get my picture taken. I didn't want it plastered all over the internet with the way I look. But thanks to Awaken 180 and losing over 100 pounds, you get more confidence. You can wear costumes
costumes now. You can be part of the family fun. It's just another benefit that Awaken 180 provides. It's a healthy lifestyle. I'm in the maintenance program now. It's absolutely awesome. Again, I cannot possibly recommend Awaken 180 enough. Losing weight has changed my life. If it's time to change your life, go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. If I can do it, you can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
The first half champion Jumbo Shrimp are home this week at newly renovated ViStar Ballpark. Tonight, bring your dog courtesy of Forever Vets Animal Hospital. Tomorrow, the first 500 fans at the main gate get a t-shirt courtesy of Ambetter Health and Renewal by Anderson. Then it's Coors Light Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, plus more fireworks Saturday with an umbrella giveaway presented by ViStar and Roland Reach Plumbing. Baseball all weekend.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Lone Pronto. There's a tank on the way to the Philadelphia Eagles running back room as the Jags have traded Bigsby to the Eagles in exchange for a 2026 5th and 6th round pick. Bigsby rushed for 766 yards and 7 touchdowns last season, also averaged 32.5 yards per kick return. Former Patriots safety Jabril Peppers is expected to sign with the Steelers. They have agreed to terms according to reports. Right now, 75 degrees at 11:01. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, Logs in the house, checking the tape as it's always better when the Jags are victorious. A lot of phone calls, so let's stack them up and get to them here on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010 if you want to get in and talk Jaguar football. Jock on the south side is next up. Good morning, Jock. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Excellent. Thanks for the call.
Very good, very good. Love getting on this call and talking ball with you guys. Love hearing what you guys are doing. Outstanding work. So a couple of things wanted to kind of, I guess, to get everyone, especially a lot of the diehard Jags fans. I would consider myself one. Number one is don't expect Trevor Lawrence to be like Joe Burrows and Josh Allen and all of that. That's not going to happen. He already shown that that's not his game. That's not the way he is. So I love that Logs mentioned that. And everyone needs to understand that as far as being a Jags fan. Number two, I would like to think that the new regime understand the game of boxing, or the sport of boxing, I should say, simply because if you're a heavyweight boxer and you're laying on you kind of putting your weight on that other opponent over and over and over again, eventually they get tired. It's the same thing as they understand like running the football is going to cause the defensive players to eventually not want to make the contact, because it's one thing to go and make a contact like when it's just you by yourself. When you have other players that are like you have to go through that person and then to try to shed the block and trying to go and make the tackle. Over time, it's like wearing you had dry shoes and then all of a sudden like you got wet socks and you're not maneuvering around as well. So the new regime understands as to what's going on, and we just have to trust that Trevor Lawrence is going to make some of these layups that he's missed over time. He's going to get a lot better, but we do see the at least for me, I see the picture as far as running the ball.
Yeah, the running the ball part is ultra important, I think, for Trevor's success and development. I think it not only makes your quarterback better, it makes your team better, keeps the defense on the side of the field. And the biggest thing is that it just wears an opponent out, like what you're talking about when it comes to a boxing match. And, you know, the one thing that I've always appreciated about Liam is that everything that pretty much that he said, he's done, you know, and that to me is real consistent. When it comes to reaching the players in the locker room, if you've got any kind of inconsistencies in your message and all of a sudden you're saying one thing and doing another, they see it and they know that you're going to be full of crap. And so then all of a sudden future messages or whatever won't reach the locker room and won't reach the players. And that's the thing that I think that I appreciate about Liam the most is that there's a genuineness there about him that I think the players respect.
All right, great stuff. Thank you, Jock, for the call as we head out to Matt and Callahan next up here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Matt.
Morning, fellas. How y'all doing?
Good.
I was impressed. I got that call a couple weeks ago, and I was still excited going into week 3. And you know what? I'm excited again going into week 2. I'm ready to go to Cincinnati. They executed. They had a few little hiccups here and there. I do think Trevor wanted that throwback that he missed to Hunter with the pick. I don't think he realizes yet what gazelles he has out there. He can't overthrow them boys. I don't think he can overthrow them. That's one throw he won't back, but I thought he played a good game. The running backs played good. The defense, we got 3 turnovers. We're almost halfway to last year's total after week 1. I mean, how awesome is that to feel about?
1/3 of the way there.
Super excited
Yeah.
about the way that goes. Yeah, we're almost there. So I'm excited, man. I mean, I'm still excited. I ain't been excited going into week 2 and since Jeff played. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day, man. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, that's probably a slight exaggeration. I bet he was excited after that 10-sack performance in 2017 in the opener.
Heck
but
yeah.
What about that one play? It was a great play by J.C. Horn, but does Trevor need to have a little more air under that ball?
Launch it, man. Launch it. Like I said earlier, when you've got a safety that's kind of trailing from deep middle, just throw it. I mean, let your guy go get it. And I think the caller's got great perspective there, and that you've got some guys that can run. You can't out-throw them. I mean, just let it go, and 12 can run like crazy. De'Ami Brown can run like crazy. We know that BTJ can run, so, put some air up underneath of it. I think we're only beginning to see. I think the game plan was kind of very straightforward, and I almost simplified in a lot of ways. Because when you go into week 1, there's a lot of unknowns. You don't know any twists, turns, or nuances that maybe a defensive coordinator or an offensive coordinator is going to have in a game. So you want to make sure that it's not crazy, to where the players can adjust during the course of the game. So I think we're only beginning to see the abilities of a Liam Cohen-coached offense.
I know you've talked about specifically with Trevor Lawrence and the opportunities that he missed on Sunday against Carolina at different times. How much of that do you put on? There is an emphasis for him this year in the timing of it, right? It felt like there were a couple of those plays where he could have held it a little bit longer and maybe let something happen, but the timing of the stress of that going through the offseason, going into week 1, how much do you put on, the balance between hit that foot, get it out? Right? Like that part of it to if he holds it for another moment here, maybe something bigger can happen.
Well, I think that there's always, and you've heard a lot of talk with Liam and also Trevor of the whole offseason about footwork, and timing and progressions. And if you look at, let's say, for example, the Brian Thomas Jr. play that Trevor missed him, okay, the deep throw down the field. If you watch Trevor's feet on that, his feet aren't calm.
Right.
And it's not that he's panicking because there's a rush. It's just that his feet aren't, I don't think.
The timing
his feet
on it's
were
a little weird.
it was off. He's kind of moving his feet a little too much instead of moving his feet through the progressions. And then when he does make the throw, it's almost like he doesn't have that power stance to make the throw, and it's inaccurate. Because when Trevor's feet are where they need to be, he's incredibly accurate.
Yeah, it's the throw to Strange.
And that's why there's been so much conversation about all of that. And Liam's got really strict progressions that his offense has, and the feet need to mirror those progressions. And I think that that's a work in progress. And when I say a work in progress, it's not like it's just starting. There's still some things
ongoing.
There's still some stuff going.
All right. Thank you for the call as we move along to Steve on the west side. Next on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Steve.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Hey, I wanted to touch on just a couple things. First being Trevor, awesome win. Do you think we win that game still moving forward? I know it's hard for defense to get 3 turnovers like we did, to get out of those, those possessions. And do we win that game if we don't have those turnovers that Carolina had with our defensive play? Second, the ETN play. ETN move, or Tank Bigsby move to the Eagles. Our O-line's playing better, but I thought Tank outdid ETN last year with a bad O-line. Was that a good trade? Thoughts on that? Is Tank not as good as ETN, or is ETN better? I thought Tank was, the better back, better choice to keep, but that's just my opinion.
All right,
appreciate the call, and Steve, was it a good trade or not? I'll just tell you this: wait, and hold on, and watch Bashal Tootin. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, I'm with you. We've been saying Bashal in the second half of the season is the guy to keep your eye on, whether Bigsby was here or not.
The longest run that he had in the game, he gets the ball in the backfield, and it's plugged up, and he literally bounces to the outside. I don't know if I've seen a running back have acceleration around here since going back to the Fred Taylor and Mojo days that I saw the Bashal Tootin had on that play. It was like a rocket ship once he planted his foot and got north-south, and I was like, holy cow. And watching the film, I'll show it to you guys during a break. I mean, it was just impressive. So was it a good trade? Look, if you've got a back in the wings that needs to touch the ball and you're getting some really good picks out of the situation, yes, it's a good trade.
Yeah, as far as do you win the game without 3 turnovers? Well, you got 3 turnovers. It's a team game, and
you stopped them on downs twice.
There are probably a bunch of quarterbacks that you can go and cherry pick and go, well, if you take away all the defensive turnovers in that game, you're not going to win that football game.
You can play the hypothetical game all you want, but I will tell you this. You better be better this week against Joe Burrow.
Oh, no doubt.
Because Joe Burrow ain't Bryce Young.
Well, Joe Burrow better be better than he was last week because the Bengals had 2 yards of offense in the second half.
Well, and look, Cleveland's got a defense that is tremendous. Tremendous. They've got a couple studs on that side of the ball that are game wreckers. And if they think that they're going to see the Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati offense from last week against Cleveland, they got another thing coming.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second.
Cleveland's defense is special.
All right. We'll take a time out here. If you're on the line, stay there. We'll get to you coming up, and we've got a bunch of questions in on social media as well. Tony will take us around the NFL, find out what else is happening on a Check the Tape Tuesday right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. Look, I get it. Roofs can be expensive. It's a big hole in your budget, but 100% financing, up to 100% financing available with Apex Roofing and Contracting. You can't put it off. Your roof is so important. If it's got damage, if it leaks, if it's just plain worn out, don't wait. The rain will tell you. Apex is local, dependable. They're going to show up on time with only the most premium materials and ironclad warranties. And again, that financing, check with them in Jacksonville Beach. Apex Roofing and Contracting. Visit them online at apexroofingfl.com.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. A great drive takes more than a set of wheels.
Fully loaded, I think is the term.
Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville brings you the drive of the game.
Just one thing. Yeah. Don't push any of the buttons on that car.
On 1010XL.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 3rd through 5th at Timuquana Country Club. Catch the new community concert series on the 17th hole after play, featuring country artists Low Cash and Love and Theft. Public parking is free with complimentary tournament access for military, courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get tickets now for the Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, starting at just $25 at Ticketmaster.
It's a Jaguars Today Tuesday, sparked by Julington Creek Pest Control.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
The drip from a leaky faucet isn't just annoying, it's wasteful. Worn parts or corrosion could waste thousands of gallons a year. Superior Plumbing and Pipeline will fix it fast. When your faucet's leaking, make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Why go glass? It's clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
I'm Max Fink, and I'm your Gator Updater. Listen for the Gator Report several times a week on 1010XL.
Freshened up by San Jose Collision on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010XL.
Go, Gators!
ET here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, you have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits. You have the right to choose your own doctor, too. And I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation, the auto accident experts.
The Money Pages brings you the Red Zone featured player of the week. Number 1, Jaguars running back Travis Etienne Jr. Travis played college ball for the Clemson Tigers and was drafted by the Jags in the first round in 2021. Pick up this week's Jags game program with a commemorative ticket of Travis Etienne inside. Download the Money Pages app for weekly specials. Money Pages, official sponsor of your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, Hicken here. Celebrate the month of September with our friends at Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus the 4th room free. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning as well. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of these huge savings.
Cool air and clean air. Getting out from under that Florida sun and cooling off inside is where Florida Home AC shines. Think about it. You spend a lot of time indoors and air quality is crucial to your health and comfort. Pollutants like dust, pollen, germs, and allergens can build up, affecting your well-being. Florida Home is dedicated to enhancing your indoor experience with superior air quality solutions like whole home air purification systems. Find out by logging on to FloridaHomeAC.com or call 877-4300.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Jeff Lageman Tuesday
is brought to you by
Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, so the Jags have made it official, putting out a press release that they've agreed to trade Tank Bigsby pending a physical, obviously, in exchange for 5th and 6th round picks in next year's draft. And along with that, they've agreed to terms with another running back, Cody Schrader, who, guess what, was most recently on the Rams practice squad. So obviously you would think James Gladstone has some good intel on him. Logs, does it surprise you? Do you think Schrader gets signed here and then gets put down on the practice squad, or are they just going to replace one running back with another on the 53?
I don't know, but if I'm guessing they got him off of the Rams practice squad, then you can't.
He was most recently there. I don't know if he was there as of this week.
Right. If he was there this week, then you have to have him on your active roster.
I think he was one of their game day activations from the practice squad for this week.
Okay. Then that means you have to have him onto your active roster.
So for 3 weeks, right? And then you can.
I don't know if it's 3 or 4 weeks, but it's a significant amount of time. And if that's what they were doing, then I think there was probably an idea of doing this all along. They must like him. And here's the reality at that running back position, and we've talked about this a little bit last week. We've been trying to find that 5th wide receiver or the 4th running back as potentially a special teams player. And now that Tank Bigsby is gone, they had Bashal Tutin as kind of a special teams player. Well, I think Bashal now is going to probably have a little bit of that, but then more of a role on offense. We know that LaQuinn Allen Jr. is going to have a role as a 3rd down back in special teams. But maybe this will be a game to the guy that they're just going to be bringing in as a running back would be a special teams player because they're not getting it from the wide receiver room.
Right. I think you can with Tutin. I would still think he could factor in on kickoff returns. A lot of times your second running back does that.
I'm talking not so much as a returner, Mike.
No, I know, as a coverage guy.
Like a blocker, a coverage guy, which, Bashal's been doing that and doing it pretty well.
Yeah. All right. Mac in Delaware is next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Mac.
Hey, good morning, guys. First of all,
thanks for taking my call. And second of all, Jeff Lageman, it's an honor and a pleasure to talk to you. I wanted to let you know that, hey, I listened to your Saturday morning show. I'm an old battleship sailor, so I love good stories. I love hearing about hunting and fishing. So I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
One of the questions I wanted to ask was, I just heard the release about them trading Bigsby and picking up another running back. My question is, do you think that they will keep Travis Etienne now, or are they still in the mode of trying to find the fit that fits the team a lot better for the team? I love Bigsby, but I look at it this way: you got to have what's good for the team. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll just take your answers off the air.
Look, I think it's all about what's best for the team, and I'm with you in that I liked Bigsby as a runner. And again, I said his issues were, number one, not a great receiver out of the backfield. Number two, he put the ball on the grass about every 30 carries, and that's not two traits to have on your side, so to speak, when you're looking at evaluating a running back. They feel really good about Bashal Tutin. They feel really good about LaQuinn Allen Jr., and now you're bringing in a guy that's probably going to have a role more on special teams, but also I'm sure that James Gladstone knows him very well as a running back too. So and I think you're right. At the end of the day, it's all about the team and what makes the team best. And here's an opportunity to elevate a guy in Bashal Tutin, have more of a role, and also to acquire more draft picks for the future, which I think is exciting because, and the reason I say exciting is that James Gladstone has a record of finding talent in the latter part of the draft and as undrafteds. And to me, if you can get 5th and 6th round picks for Tank Bigsby and he's not going to have a number 1 or a number 2 back role, then to be able to convert that into draft picks, great job. Great job.
Yeah, no, they've got the ammo now, obviously, if they choose to try and move up if they want to in the draft. They have 13 total picks at the moment for next year, and who knows? They're probably not done. Logs on Twitter here from Code Blue. Which player from the offensive line impressed you the most on film?
That's a great question. I'm going to go with Ezra Cleveland. I think Ezra just had a monster game. Let's look at the 71-yard run. You had Walker Little and Ezra Cleveland just collapse the whole side of that line in. And then you had Bretton Strange kick out and then a great setup by Etienne, and that he had Merrick, the safety, unblocked. He kind of feigns to the outside. Merrick goes and he plants his foot and gets north and south to the inside, and off the races he is. So Ezra's a big part of that. He's been incredibly consistent. The other guy that I also thought that played incredibly well is the center, because I think Hainsey is the glue on this whole thing. He's a finisher. He's a leader. Guy was elected a captain for a reason, and he's got a great personality and a great way about him. And I just love the mindset of the offensive line, and I really believe their offensive line coach deserves a lot of credit for this, because that whole room, the way that they finish now, the way that they strain, it's just different than it's been around here over the last couple of years. And so a credit to them.
I saw one recap online that said Hainsey, McCary, and Anton collectively, no pressures allowed. 2 allowed by Walker, 3 by Ezra. Obviously, Trevor wasn't getting hit. Does that match what you saw in pass protection?
Ezra, that matches. I mean, Ezra gave up a pressure, but the one thing that impresses me about him is that his run game stuff is so good. And usually he's, really good in the pass game, but just a solid game overall. McCary had a very solid game. Anton got a little banged up. He kind of didn't finish the game, so that's something just to kind of keep
they said
an eye
back
on.
Spasms, I think.
Right, and early in the game, he kind of went back to the huddle real slow, and I made mention of it in our broadcast, and all of a sudden at the end of the game, you ended up having Nadoga finish the game out at right tackle. So, just something to kind of keep your eyes on. But, as a group, and in that group, I include the tight ends, because they did a really good job of blocking, especially Brenton Strange, who about killed a guy late in that ball game. And it was Merrick. And
oh, God, with the shoulder kind of flip, like taking out the trash, man.
If people want to see something that's incredible, and I don't think I'm going to show it on the film room this week, but just go to, I think, X or whatever and just type in Bretton Strange block, and he hits Merrick, and I'll give Merrick credit. He got whacked like he didn't even see him, and how could you couldn't see him coming from inside out? I don't know how you didn't see him, but he still makes the tackle, even though he got whacked. He kind of tripped up the runner, but Strange had a monster game. Kudos to him.
Yeah, I'm doing that way, and I think one of the first ones that comes up might be that play. Maybe that play, maybe another one. He had a lot of good blocks. I'll hear it. Oh, yeah, it's the first one that comes up. And he just throws that kind of shoulder right into him. I mean, just absolutely
the stadium reaction was awesome.
If he doesn't make the tackle, it would have been all,
you
really,
can hear
really
it
good.
on the TV broadcast. Like when the hit comes, you hear the whole stadium go, oh,
right. He got a piece of Bigsby on the tackle and slowed him up. So kudos to him for doing it. All right, let's do this. Well, we got a minute here. We'll break in the action. Tony Smith going to take us around the rest of the NFL.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
Indianapolis corner Jalen Jones aggravated a hamstring injury on Sunday against the Dolphins, and corner Charvarius Ward has been placed in the league's concussion protocol. Cincinnati right guard Lucas Patrick will be out for a couple of weeks, including this Sunday when the Jags come to town due to a calf injury on Sunday. Carolina defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton is expected to miss multiple weeks due to a hamstring injury that he suffered on Sunday here against the Jaguars. Kansas City wide receiver Xavier Worthy is considered day-to-day and continues to rehab a shoulder injury suffered on Friday in Brazil. LA Chargers linebacker Denzel Perriman is week-to-week with a high ankle sprain. LA Rams offensive linemen Steve Avila and Kevin Dotson are week-to-week with ankle sprains. New Orleans safety Julian Blackmon is feared to have suffered a torn labrum, but is undergoing further tests to determine whether surgery will be required to repair that injury. Detroit has lost offensive tackle Jamarco Jones for the season after an ankle injury against Green Bay. Dallas has placed defensive tackle Perrion Winfrey on short-term injured reserve due to a back injury. Denver has waived defensive tackle Christian Williams with an injury settlement. And a lot of news coming out of San Francisco. San Francisco is signing wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to a one-year deal that could be worth up to $5 million. The 49ers have agreed to a 3-year, $45 million deal with right tackle Colton McKivitz. And 49ers tight end George Kittle is expected to miss 3 to 5 weeks due to a hamstring injury. The Jags play at San Francisco in Week 4. It's unclear whether quarterback Brock Purdy will be able to play this week for the 49ers.
Yeah, this week they expect that to be short-term. But the way it's setting up right now, Kittle looks like he won't be playing when the Jags play against them. Christian Kirk may not be playing when the Jags play against Houston. Expected to miss 1 to 2, but that could easily bleed into 3 weeks. We know Rashee Rice is suspended for Week 5 for Kansas City, and Xavier Worthy, it sounds like he's going to try to play. He had a separated shoulder, going to try to play without surgery with a harness, but who knows how effective he's going to be and when that return is going to happen. So, look.
What did they say? Separated shoulder, going to play with a harness?
They said the dislocated shoulder. Shoulder. And then that he's going to try to play. That was the word yesterday, that it's not season-ending or anything like that. I think they feared a long absence. Now they're saying he may be kind of week-to-week type situation. But, look, every year we look at the schedule.
That's a hard thing to play with, by the way, a harness.
Oh, I would think.
A harness for a shoulder that dislocates it, so you have this strap or basically a system that goes around your chest, and it's tied together by shoestrings kind of on one side to get it snug. And then there's strings that connect basically from your rib cage to wherever side it's on, left or right. And those strings go up to the arm or a string or like a piece of fabric. And what it does is it restricts the range of motion of your shoulder. So for certain positions that need full range of motion with the arm, it's restricted. For offensive and defensive linemen, they can handle it a lot of times. But for other positions, it's not as easy.
Every year we look at the schedule and we look at this game. Oh, this game, forget it. This game, forget it. And we do it every year, no matter how good the team is. And then you just don't know by the time you play them what kind of shape they're going to be in and what kind of performance they have. So you look at this early part of the schedule, and a lot of people said, hey, you better get the Carolina game because the next 4 are going to be just about impossible. Well, we'll see. Bring
on the Bengals.
That's why they play the game.
I'm going to bet the Jags are not 1-4 after 5 games. That's we're a pretty knock on wood, sure, right? They got to stay healthy too. I understand it, but so far so good through 1 week. We'll come back. More of your questions on social media for Jeff Lageman. If you want to get in, there's still time. This is a Check the Tape Tuesday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. Post-game Monday is like digesting a huge day of football.
Let's do this.
Expert analysis of Sunday's game all day.
It's not great. It's fantastic.
Sink your teeth into Dandy Foods Post-game Monday.
So delicious.
On 1010XL.
This is your escape. This is your next adventure. This is Mazda, and this is Mazda at the Avenues. Lauren Brooks here. Right now, purchase any new Mazda model, and Mazda at the Avenues will match your down payment or your payments for 1 full year. Plus, every new Mazda comes with 3 years, 36,000 miles of maintenance at no additional charge to you. This is luxury, and this is the start of something new. This is Mazda at the Avenues. For complete details, call 904-430-8047.
Homeowners, storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracting. Save up to 20% on roof replacements and repairs now through September 30th. Financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
It's Jaguars Today Tuesday.
Protected by Shillington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
As a contractor, finding reliable subcontractors is key to project success. Prosser here. Guys, that's where Lloyd's Heating and Air shines. Not just your mechanical HVAC experts, but your partner, understanding every facet of construction to keep your project on track. Lloyd's will spot issues early before they cause delays. If you're a contractor with a need for reliability, visit LloydsHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Boye Aluakan was a force on defense for Jacksonville. The 6'2 linebacker recorded 10 tackles and forced a fumble to go along with an interception in what was a spectacular day on his part. He was the fence on defense, and he's your Superior Fence and Rail's Defensive Player of the Game.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Frank Frangie telling you about Awaken 180. You know, my daughter has done so well. I'm so proud of Amber. Can you believe she's lost 50 pounds in 2 months? And she's really proud of that. You can as well. Call 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,600 5-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage solutions for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. position, but only until September 30th. 18 months financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Has any Major League Baseball player ever hit 2 grand slams in the same inning?
Filing an insurance claim following a storm shouldn't be an ordeal. Southern Oak Insurance's claim team prepares for catastrophic situations well in advance. Log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Fernando Tatis of the Cardinals hit 2 grand slams in the same inning in 1999. Both came off the same pitcher, Chan Ho Park of the Dodgers.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Jeff Lageman Tuesday is serviced by Napa Auto Care on 1010XL.
All right, Logs, check the tape Tuesday. Let's take a little look at Travis Hunter. We haven't really talked much about him. What do you make of his performance? Also, his usage. I mean, just tiny little bit sprinkled in on defense. What did you see on the plays he was on the field?
Well, I think on offense, I think he did a good job, and I think there are going to be plays in the future to where he breaks out of some of that shorter stuff that he gets the ball and then all of a sudden is going to make something happen because he's just, he's so athletic, and the body control that he has, the one errant throw that Trevor had on the bootleg on the sideline, I mean, it was amazing that he still, was able to kind of get his body in a position to get a hold of that. And so he's a tremendous athlete. I felt like the defensive snaps were a little bit forced just for the sake of getting them on the field. But I really believe that's an evolving thing. And that the more time that he has on task, the more comfortable that they'll have or comfort level that they'll have with him being on defense. And because, here's the one thing. At the end of the day, it's about winning football games. And it's the first game. You got a first-time head coach. You got a first-time defensive coordinator. And I think if you're so consumed with worrying about making somebody a two-way player on game day, I think it detracts a lot of what needs to be where the attention is, which is, hey, it's my first game as a head coach, and hey, it's my first game calling plays as a defensive coordinator. But the more comfort that there is, I think, with coaches, the more comfort that there is with Trevor not having missed practices leading up to a game, to where he feels better prepared, and he is better prepared to play on both sides of the ball, I think it will change. And I look forward to seeing that change. And what percent that will be? Will he be a true two-way every snap player? I don't believe he will be.
Well, yeah, I don't think he's going to play every snap. But do you think, ultimately, does it land in an area where he is considered, a, quote, full-time starter? Like some corners, you take him out in short yardage, right? Because everybody's bunched up. And so
then you don't need as many corners.
Right. Sometimes they only have one wide receiver on the field. So there are instances to get him a little bit of rest within the game. But a lot of people are looking at it like, okay, you came out this week and you wanted to focus with him on offense, get his feet wet, whatever the case. Does that change as early as week 2 with the passing game prowess at the Cincinnati Bengals? That's what I'm saying.
T. Higgins and some guy named Jamar is pretty good.
If you had to play, forgetting the offensive aspect of it right now, if you just had to play defense against Cincinnati Bengals, right? Tyson Campbell, Jordan Lewis, fantastic, played every snap, right?
What an interception, by the way.
Right, great. So, but when you're 3 cornerbacks on the field against Cincinnati, are you better off at this moment with Jarian Jones or with Travis Hunter?
To me, you'd be better off with Travis Hunter if he's a full-time defensive player, and can dedicate his time and energies towards that.
But having not done like this week, like would you feel better about if we're saying don't worry about the offensive side, we just want to shut down Cincinnati as best we can? Do you think that Travis Hunter has had enough reps and is comfortable enough that
if he did it full time this week and leading up to the game? Yes, I think he'd be your best option as a corner. I think he'd be your best option as a corner, period.
And by the way, I'm not saying that they're going to just choose that side and give him 2 or 3 plays on offense, but it'll be interesting to see how they feel about that.
I think it's going to be week to week, and I think it's going to be very interesting, because the decision that you're going to have is, do you leave Jarian Jones out there or do you put Travis Hunter out there? And then soon enough, you've got to, by the way, another guy's pretty good in Monteric Brown that's pretty good player as well, that has shown that he can excel in that zone type of defense. And So I don't know where that's going to end up, when it comes to the rotation and how they're going to handle it. But, for a coaching staff first-time game like they were this past game, I get that there's not a lot of plays for both ways. You almost have to have somebody that's handling that from a coaching staff standpoint. That's their job on game day. You don't want to encumber your defensive coordinator with having to worry about that. You want him to call plays, and handle the defensive as a team, So I think that's going to be an evolving process. And there's, they said this from the very beginning that it's going to be fluid. And I think them doing it on game day, I think there's got to be a comfort level with doing it from the coaching standpoint to evolve to the point where he is playing 45 snaps on offense, 45 snaps on defense.
Let's get Regina in before we hit the break here. We'll have one final segment to go after that. Regina, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Good morning, and thanks for taking my call. I wanted to ask Jeff from a player's perspective. By the way, I really enjoy your overall perspective. I'm learning a lot. But with all these penalties, is it the players? Is it the coaches? What's going to happen this week? Because, again, I'm worried about going into the Bengals game with you're not going to win against the Bengals with 11 penalties. So from a player's perspective, Jeff, when you watch the tape, procedurally, what's going on and how are they going to work on that? And I'll take your comments off the air.
Well,
Go Jags.
Thank you, Regina. It's a great question, and some of them are very easily fixed. Okay, let's start with Cam Little. You got to do a better job on kickoffs. We love your field goal range. We love your field goal percentage. But this new dynamic kickoff rule, you got to keep it in bounds and you got to get it in the landing zone. That eliminates 2 penalties right there. So now we're down to 9, out of the 11. Any pre-snap? How many pre-snap penalties did we have in that game? I'm trying to remember exactly.
Pre-snap,
we didn't have a lot, did we? It wasn't a lot.
You had the delay a game.
Yeah, which there's
earlier.
one. Okay,
right,
so now we're down to 8.
But I don't remember false starts.
I didn't see any false starts.
No, it was a bunch of holds.
Okay, a bunch of holds. There was like 3 holds, 4 holds, something like that in the ball game. You got to clean some of them up.
Pass interference.
A couple of bad kickoffs.
Yeah. I've already counted them, so I got 3 there that were kind of easily fixed.
Yeah.
The holding calls with offensive line, hey, move your feet. Look, first time you're playing, however many snaps that they played. I'm looking now to see how many they played. Do you guys happen to know offhand? 62, 61, 63, somewhere in that range.
I thought it might have been
low 60s
66,
somewhere.
I think.
Okay, and you probably played the most you played in the preseason was 12 to 15, something like that. So a lot of times you got a little fatigue set in. You got to fight through it. You got to get a little better condition. And just be aware, move your feet better, keep your hands inside a little bit better, and some of those things will get cleaned up.
And the grounding. Right.
Yeah, and the grounding is an easily fixable
right.
one.
And they had 3 of those on the first drive and still got a field goal out of it.
Right.
Right? Like they had 2 holding penalties and the grounding on that drive.
And then you had a defensive hold. I think it was Jordan Lewis brought back the Dewey interception. Yeah. And that's just, that was just, come on, man, you got to do a little bit better job than that. It was because Renfro, he had him. That was an easy call for the official, and that's a fine.
The shame of it was it didn't impact the interception really. He wasn't.
No, it didn't.
And so,
but in the court of law, in that defensive back room, that's a finable offense. A very large fine.
The NFL game book had the Jags with 66 offensive snaps and the Panthers with 64. So,
yeah,
regardless,
I think that's you'll get a couple taken out because of penalties that are considered no play, do-overs or whatever. So
Makes
I think
sense.
it was, So but that's the real number when it comes to the player.
Right, you're actually playing that rep, whether
66,
it's not counted or not. All right, Regina, thank you as always. We'll come back with some final thoughts from Logs and a look ahead to what the Jags need to do to accomplish getting to 2-0 against the Cincinnati Bengals coming up this week. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
This is Jaguar Hall of Famer Tony Baselli telling you about Heritage of North Florida, Jacksonville's premier roofing and home remodeling company. With over 25 years of trusted experience, Heritage of North Florida has built a reputation for quality, reliability, and craftsmanship. Whether you need a new roof or updating your kitchen or bathroom, trust the pros at Heritage of North Florida to create the perfect place to call home. Mention Jaguars to get $1,500 off your next roof or kitchen remodel when you go to heritagenfl.com. Go Jags!
Hey Jacksonville, this is Chip Davis, director of the Flounder Pounder Fishing Tournament. We are fast approaching our 16th annual tournament benefiting the Jacksonville School for Autism. With the help of our amazing community, we raised over $1.4 million the last 15 years. This year's tournament will be held at Palm Valley Outdoors on the Intercoastal Waterway. Captain's meeting is Thursday night, October 9th, and the tournament is Saturday, October 11th. I'm inviting you and your family to come out and enjoy our tournament festivities, raise some money, and support autism awareness. Special thanks to U.S. Army Recruitment Jacks for their support. Flounder Pounder for Autism 2025. See you there.
Jaguars Today Tuesday is serviced by Jolington Creek Pest Control.
Maxed out on credit cards, struggling with high interest debt? You could pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan Program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. That's Loan Pronto. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy, low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is an A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Call now and start the conversation. Go to loanpronto.com or call 999-1508. That's loanpronto.com.
Helmets and Heels is returning to Vegas. If you're heading out for the big game, join us at Circa Resort and Casino this October for a Halloween weekend football getaway, featuring Circa room discounts and a huddle up for everyone in the teal and black. Meet Helmets and Heels Friday night, October 31st, then hit the Circa Stadium Swim with temperature-controlled pools and a massive betting screen. For Circa room discounts and more information, visit the 1010XL webpage or circalasvegas.com/huddleup-up.
Jacksonville, it's game time. And just like the Jaguars fight for every yard on the field, Duck Duck Rooter fights for every customer at home. From plumbing repairs to septic pump outs to keeping your AC cool all season long, we've got the winning playbook. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and delivers championship service every time. When plumbing, septic, or AC problems put you on defense, don't fumble the call. Dial 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter, when you're stuck, call the Duck.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. HairForMe.com.
I know you love sports, so why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, coming down the stretch here with Jeff Lageman on a Check the Tape Tuesday. We've looked back at week one. About all we're going to do, Logs. I know you've watched the film already for the Cincinnati Bengals. Tell me your concerns, where you think the Jags match up well, just what they need to be on point for this week.
Biggest concern, Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I mean, those guys, the three of them are really good. And so you better be on your game on the back end. You better communicate. You better find a way to get some pressure against Joe Burrow to make him not as comfortable as he can be. And that's one thing that Cleveland was able to do in this past game. But that's number one. Number two, the defense seems to be cleaned up. Last year they were horrendous and fired the whole defensive staff. And now they brought in Al Golden. I think he was a former college coach, right? Wasn't he at the U?
Yep.
And he seems to have them playing better, more sound, more communication going on. They're not making as many mistakes, at least in the one game this year so far. And Walker Little better strap it up this week. Trey Hendrickson's a good football player.
He's led
now.
the league in sacks.
He's
He's
a good football player now.
Is it crazy to think this is a game where, as someone getting ready to watch this game as opposed to play in it, they're going to talk about it in the room way differently than I will, obviously. But is it crazy to think this is the kind of game where you probably have to expect to score 30 to win?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. I think that might be what it takes. And here's the one thing that I do like. I like the matchup of the Jaguars' skill position players against the secondary, at least the corners of Cincinnati. I think they've got two pretty good safeties that are playing pretty good. If you give your quarterback some time, I think you could take advantage of the corners on the outside with the group that you got.
We did, as you mentioned, Trevor had some time this week. So do you expect that connection to be better with Brian Thomas Jr. in week 2?
Yeah, I think it's going to be better. And, you just got to make sure there's time. I think as head coach, offensive coordinator, or play caller, Liam Cohn's going to have to make sure that your left tackle has a little bit of help with Trey Hendrickson. He's that good of a player. And Shamar Stewart, who is their rookie, who there was the holdout and there was a lot of talk about contract and all that, just watching him on film, boy, he's different. He just moves different. Y'all see big men. When you see big men run and all of a sudden they look athletic when they're running, it's kind of hard to hide that on film, and he stands out.
Hey, we just got a minute left before we welcome in XL Primetime. Somebody asked, and I forgot to pass it along to you, Devin Lloyd, Ventrell Miller. How did that play out on film?
It's still an even battle, and I think those two are going to continue to kind of rotate a little bit. I don't think either one of them stood out particularly well, and so I think the battle continues.
Okay. Ventrell seemed like he made a good play in coverage down the sideline, but nothing
was
else.
Aware. Yeah, it was just kind of with both of them, But, the good thing is that there was nothing that was like, oh boy, that wasn't good. There was none of that. So that's a good thing. But, I think that may be a battle that goes on for quite some time. And, here's the reality is that when you have a battle going on, that means that neither guy is playing super well yet. And until that happens, you keep rolling them. And at some point, if they continue to battle, then you're going to go, as a general manager, you know what? We need to maybe address that position in the future.
Yeah. Well, and, who knows? There still could be more moves in the offing with this team. I would not go to sleep comfortably if I were not a frontline guy on this roster.
Why would you say that?
James Gladstone will ship you out for some picks, baby. That's why. Exactly. All right. Let's welcome in XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Matt Hayes is here. Matt, hello.
I was thinking the same thing when they traded Tank. I was thinking, I don't think they're done.
Oh,
I don't think they're done trading.
I think that, they'll play it by ear a little bit. I don't think they want to strip down any pieces they think are, essential to what they're trying to do. But clearly they had 4 tailbacks in the room. And, well, guess what? They replaced Tank Bigsby with another running back on the roster. So they're not going away from that at the moment. What do you guys have coming up?
We're going to talk about the Jags, obviously. We're going to get into which coach will be fired first, NFL or college.
I can't speak for college, but Mike McDaniel's the odds-on favorite in the NFL after 1 week.
I think Mike McDaniels and Billy Napier are like neck and neck right now, so we'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, long live Billy Napier as far as
you're concerned.
I'm concerned. Right. Correct, sir. I have a great show, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy. Logs, where are we going to catch you the rest of the week?
We got happy hour on Thursday, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We've got the new branded show, Jaguars HQ, which will be with Tony Baselli or James Gladstone or Liam Cohn. We don't know. From week to week, it could change. Excited about that. And then, of course, Jaguars All Access at 7 with Brent Martineau at Strings. And then outdoor show Saturday morning, 7 o'clock to 10, and then game day in Cincinnati.
Talk to you. You're on to Cincinnati, as Bill Belichick infamously once said.
What's the most famous food from Cincinnati?
Skyline chili.
Yeah, it's
Chili Mac.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Skyline chili.
Yeah.
It's nasty looking.
You don't like it?
It's like soup.
Yeah.
Not chili.
Yeah,
It's like
I'm not a fan either, Mike. I mean, my wife makes such good venison chili. It's like the best.
I like
on the
a
planet.
good, thick, hearty, like chunky beef and
Like, I like
beans
chili with pasta. Like, I do like chili with pasta, but they do it all watery.
I like chili with cornbread.
Yeah.
Give me some cornbread.
My wife has made some chicken chili last night, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
That's been stewing all day.
In celebration of Bengals week.
Give her
I
some
like
praise,
it.
Mike.
Yeah.
I always give my wife praise. She's very praiseworthy. All right.
How
That'll
was
do
the
it.
chicken chili?
What's that?
Was it good?
No, it's for tonight.
Oh, it's for tonight.
It's one of those, it's like crock pot deal. It's got to
It's
simmer.
gotta work.
It's got to work for a little
That's
while.
good stuff.
All right, Logs. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you Sunday. There goes Jeff Lageman for Tony Smith and Dylan Denmark. I'm Mike Dempsey. Thanks for listening to another Check the Tape Tuesday XL Primetime. Straight ahead here on 1010 XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars